that's like the Yanda also for like the 64. It's like GoldenEye card, GoldenEye, Smash Brothers, is a big one, and then I guess for us, yeah, for sure. There's a random fourth one. Random fourth one would be Mario Tennis is a big one for us. I love Mario. Blitz, no, 64.
Okay.
Yeah.
A little too old for that.
Yeah.
So how would you guys describe your sound?
Well, when we were making this music, you don't really set out to be like, okay, we want to sound like this, that, or the other thing. It just kind of happens. So this round, this sort of initial jump into the pool, like we said, it kind of has this reminiscent of a lot of the dance records in the early 90s, late 80s, which was not intended. It just sort of happened, and it's really fun. And unapologetically so. Like, we didn't shy away from that. I mean, some great Lionel Richie and Miami Sound Machine dance records are just so fun. So as soon as things started sounding like that, we're like, yeah, more of that, please. Like, why would we ever say no to that? So that's what this kind of iteration sounds like, I guess. Chuck?
Yeah, I mean, we kind of had an idea, let's make it sound like a band, but have it be really song written out. And it's just the 80s stuff. It's funny, you write songs and a decade, or a century ago, you just have it on a piece of paper, little notes, and that's the song. And now these days you kind of have to figure out the right kind of clothes to put on it, because it can go once the song's written, you can make it
you can
80s, you can make it sound 70s or retro 60s. It can be anything.
All about Mike's, you can make it sound like anything.
But yeah, it made sense with these songs, especially with our project being kind of nostalgia based, to kind of have a little bit of nostalgia to it. So I think that's why a lot of 80s-esque sounds came out of it.
Yeah.
K2 Ackerman, I'm messing these up. She says, how do you write your songs?
Well, it always comes from, I always ask that from other songwriters. As a songwriter, I always ask different people that because it's so different for everybody. Each song is different, especially when you're talking about collaborating. If I'm by myself, it can happen any number of ways. Whether somebody says a sentence and it starts from a line, or starts from a melody, starts from a guitar, especially if you're an instrumentalist and you're playing a piano or the guitar and a chord hits you or a note. I mean, there's no real way to define how it happens, but I think between us, these particular songs are cool because a lot of them had to do with stuff that Chuck had kind of started. That I was like, that's cool, that's really hip. Can we do this with it? So I think for these particular ones, because all the times I've definitely started, but for these three particular, a lot of them were stuff that you were messing around with. And I was like, wait, keep going.
I do a lot of gibberish writing, where it's just a lot of ideas at once, and then a lot of gibberish singing, and then I'll listen back and kind of piece together gibberish. I know this song, the song that we teased every single night. It was basically just a guitar riff, and then me doing a lot of gibberish singing, and then out of that gibberish came the words every single night, and that's kind of what I presented to Darren.
Chuck has this knack for, he's a good doodler, little doodle, and I'm the guy that sort of goes in and picks the face out and the nose and the eyes and the mouth. And sunglasses. Yeah. From Bree Hollow, what are some musical influences for your sound? Who are you? Who is this guy? How did you even get into our room?
He came with you.
Did Mom let you in? Mom let these guys in?
Better have Tang and...
Yeah, you're ready to have Hot Pockets. So good. What was it? Pizza's on bagel.
Yeah, bagel bites.
Bagel bites.
Get the bagel bites.
Yeah,
These are rolls.
Pizza rolls I'm down with pizza rolls. It's true. They're not necessarily mutually exclusive, but I would, bagel bites and pizza for sure.
I've already forgotten the question.
Yeah, what were we talking about?
What are some musical influences for your sound?
Ooh, so many. I mean, I think just a lot of... It was never we looked at one artist or let's try to sound like that. I think it was in the writing process, we were oh man, we're really starting to
sound like this.
We're gonna, and then and they all kind of harken to I think we said before, an era of the 80s when we were small kids, and these songs were huge massive hits that I'm sure made their way into our brain even though we weren't really processing. process them in like a party atmosphere, because like you're a kid, you don't like.
We don't
like
listen to music the same
yeah,
language,
yeah, exactly.
This is always a question that happens with every band or every artist. Like, what are your influences? And what's weird is that there's always a disparity between who your influences are and what you're actually playing. Like, the people that influence, there's so many things that influence us that have nothing to do with the sound that we play. But there are, Chuck was talking about the tailoring of songs. Like, as far as songwriting or styles are concerned, like, we see past that. Like, to me, like I was saying earlier today, but like, we didn't grow up with playlists. We're not part of we're all part of the playlist generation now, but we grew up with CD binders. So it's like, that was your identity of like if you had a bunch of different people, that was like your eclecticism. So I prided myself on having like Pac, like Broadway albums, Beatles, like Soundgarden, Backstreet Boys. Like, I had everything, and they all had the same value to me. Like Beethoven and Holst and Bach all have the same like melodic contribution to the way that I process and think about music, the same way that like a lot of like what we now call old school hip hop like shaped the way I think about rhythms and beats and how to play electronic music and drum machines. It's like it's all influential. So like, even though all those artists I just mentioned have like, you would listen to our song and be like, well, no, I don't hear any of that, but it's all in there, like, indirectly. So I always like clarifying that, because there's no way. But there are bands that we just like fucking love.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you forgot Alanis. That's okay.
Alanis, I know. Yeah,
Jess wants to know, what advice would you give to beginner bands?
Just know that you're a beginner, and I think especially when like you're a young band, you tend to be like impatient, and it's like dude, you could write your hit song at like age 42, and people will still think you're like a teenage prodigy. You have time, and like so take it.
I would say two things. Like, one, like, learn how to play the songs you love. Like, that's always a cool way to get better, I guess. But the counter to that is, like, don't worry about being good. Like, be yourself, and that's what makes all the bands great. Sing Street, one of my favorite movies of the year, and also just in general, it's such a great homage to like being a young person and interested in music. But Steely Dan, they're one of the most talented musicians, one of the greatest bands like ever as far as musicianship is concerned. He's like, you don't have to be good. You don't have to know how to play guitar. What are you, Steely Dan? It's all about attitude and knowing who you are and having something that is personal to you. Like that goes across every genre. Like, the more you are yourself, the more like you're an individual. Because like, there's nobody else like you with an instrument.
My favorite line of the movie is rock and roll is a risk.
Yeah, rock and roll's a risk.
You're risking being ridiculed, and that's why.
And that's why it's cool. That's the back end. Like, if you can manage doing that, then being yourself ends up like coming off as rock and roll.
So our advice is just to watch Sing Street.
See, I watch Sing Street. They'll articulate a lot better. The songs from that are just dope as hell.
X-Carrot is one of many people asking, will you guys be playing any live shows?
Well, we have a show tomorrow in New York
night.
City, which is kind of speaking of a risk, we produce music that's pretty hard to play live. My general mantra when recording music is I'm thinking of it from a band standpoint and how we're going to do it live. And we got to a point where we're like, who cares? Let's just make the record sound as dope and huge as possible. Which was great because the records sound great, but now we're like, oh man, I got to work backwards to make sure this is playable live. So we're working hard on that. We have a rehearsal later today. I think it sounds good, but yeah, we'll see how we haven't slept a lot. We'll see what people think of the show tomorrow. It'll be the first time we ever play it live for anybody. It'll be the first time anybody hears it live. After that, we'll see, whenever this music comes out, we'll see how people react, and we'll see, if we're going to make more music, if we're going to do a full-length album, we'll see if a tour makes any sense. It's all up to you guys. That's what's cool about this new century, this new dawn.
If you build it.
Yeah, if you build it, we will come.
Yeah.
We will get there. So, if you like the music, please, share it. Help. We're indie artists. It's a cool time to be an independent artist. It's a completely democratic process. It's sort of up to us, but it's really up to you guys. So if you dig the music, share it, tell your friends, and then the shows will come. Yeah.
And if you don't like it, that's fine.
That's cool.
Bring some Rotten Tomatoes to the show and be like,
I hate you.
I thought it was just okay. Splatter.
Yeah, express yourself.
X.
Tomatoes tomorrow.
Yeah, Don't bring tomatoes.
Don't actually do that. That was a symbolic answer.
Yeah, that's.
Extra Bean wants to know, can you guys spoil a bit? I assume she wants like a little musical preview, if possible.
This will be a good split. Why don't we name one of the other tracks?
Yeah.
So,
Why don't we just name all the tracks?
let's just name the tracks.
Should we do that? Let's just do that. It's a 4-song EP. The first song is called
We Like It.
We Like It, which is like talk about being unapologetic. It's sort of our ode to the younger kids and the way that all younger kids feel about not having to explain why they like stuff. Like the way we had to explain why we liked video games and TRL and MTV is the same way a lot of the young people out there have to explain why they like Snapchat and why they like, Facebook Live, or why they do these things that, invariably older generations will go, what's the deal? The same way our parents got laughed at for not laughed at, but, rock and roll was a concern, TV was a concern, radio was a concern before that, so there's always going to be this cyclical concern. And so this song is just a ode to that, we don't care, we like it, that sort of thing.
Track 2, you've heard.
Is Every Single Night, for a little tease of that. That's our fun little dance song. That's just about having a good time. Third song is the title of the EP, which is Lost Boy's Life. It's sort of the ballad. And then we have, because if many of you might be a little too young out there to know what an EP is, but it's an extended play, which is to say that
Basically, they used to release singles, and they'd press them, but they didn't want to just release one song. They wanted to extend the play.
Extend the play. So if you're like, I want to Hold Your Hand by the Beatles, and it's 1964, and you're like, yeah, but I want more, because I traveled a long way to buy this record, and this is all I get, and they put a couple other songs in there. So we have another version of Lost Boy's Life, which is the 4th song, which is a voice memo of me playing it on the piano. So yeah, that's it. That's Lost Boy's Life EP. It might seem like not a lot, but it did take a lot, and we're really proud of those songs, and hope you guys can dig them. And then if you do, then more shall come. There you go. That's a teaser. That was a good teaser.
That's a great tease.
Yeah.
Weisberg, I'm going to stop saying these names. Is there going to be a music video? Please, I beg you.
Thank you. Well, we'll do it now.
Okay,
Fine. Let's do it. Okay, hit it.
Thank you.
Yes, it's all part of the package. We just have a lot to do, whether it's promoting this EP or figuring out how to play it live. We're doing it all kind of at once because we're just kind of trying to bang the door down, just make a big splash. So yeah, it is confirmed. We're gonna do it for sure. We're thinking of some fun ideas, but yes, that'll happen. Hopefully soon. Yeah. Why, you want to make it? It's funny to do that because it's being indie artist is fun.
A lot of people are also asking, when is this EP coming out? Can you tell?
Very soon.
Soon.
Lau DSP wants to know, what's your favorite song off the EP?
That's a good question. Well, Every Single Night's the funnest. It's the fun dance track that you don't have to know any. That's the one that's the universal kind of dance thing. So that might get the favorite. But Lost Boys Life is good.
Yeah, I think. I mean, it's funny. I just like with any artists that come into me, songs I like, what artists I like. I think coming into it, Lost Boys Life is my favorite. Although now that we're gearing up for this live show, I'm just all about the high energy every single night.
Yeah. I love how We Like It doesn't get interrupted.
We Like It is
Really
great
don't.
too.
We don't like We Like It.
JJ110 has the last question. What has been your favorite part of working together?
Oh, it's been the dream, man. It's been the dream forever. And I get frustrated sometimes because I just turned 30 and I'm like, damn, I should have done this earlier. We were supposed to do this. We've done this project is something we've owed ourselves since we were teenagers, and life kind of got away from us in really cool ways. Chuck got to join this great band, and all kinds of stuff. I got to do all these kinds of great shit. So a lot of blessings, a lot of cool. I could hardly call them obstacles. But sometimes you go, oh man, and then I go, no. If we had done this any earlier, I don't think it would have had the same focus or the same experience behind it. Chuck and I have made a lot of records since we were teenagers, and now knowing how to make records and knowing how to write songs or play helped this process out a lot. This all started like when we were teenagers playing in our basement, and so to be able to put something out to people beyond the friends that knew us when we were kids is really exciting.
It's nice to have like the only goal really was to like just write music together and just see what happens. Like, and then we already feel successful because we just got to like put these songs out.
Yeah, this is a passion project. It'd be a bonus if you guys dig it, and if you don't, like,
everything else is sharing.
cool. Is somebody calling me? This is my ringtone. I'm not gonna answer it.
No, they're gonna be on hold for a while, I think.
That was great though.
Yeah.
It's very, very cool.
Yeah, so it's really fun to work together, and we feel good about having done that. But I'm just so curious to see where this goes. You were saying something that I was like, my brain was going somewhere, but I feel like we have to wrap it up. It was something about Pasha. Shout out to Pasha, the mascot.
Everyone heard the song and said, "Oh my God, a lot of expletives." Now you have to sing. Is it on Spotify?
We'll put them all out on the internet. The Ask the Internet. She will take care of you.
The internet will.
The internet, Mother Internet will.
You will know.
Provide.
Mother Internet.
Yeah, I forget. I'll remember when this thing is done. But it was something about how just great it is to like make music together and how like that. Yeah, I don't know. I think we said it all. I'll think of it when I leave.
It is Yanni actually has a good one. She said, "What would you tell your 12-year-old self?" I'm assuming she's 12. I don't know.
What's going on at age 12 here? It's like 8th grade?
7th? Yeah, one of those.
Seventh or eighth?
Yeah.
Jeez.
Honestly, I'd be like, yo, just hang tight. Like, everybody always says like, everything's gonna be fine. It's gonna be alright. Like, shit gets crazy. Like, getting older is weird. But all the, I wouldn't want to change anything. If I could talk to myself, I'd avoid myself. I'd make sure that I make all the same mistakes, do all the same stupid shit.
Stuff.
Sorry. I started, so I was like, oh, I guess it's okay. I love Masha. Yeah, because those are the things that shape you as a person, whether you like it or not. As long as you allow yourself to forgiving yourself for whatever mistakes you make or things that you think are stupid or things that you're really consuming yourself with. Those are the things that really do make you stronger. It's kind of an annoyingly cliche, but it's true. So not like I had like a horribly perilous 12th year of my life, but there's always stuff that you get hung up on because you're a kid. That's the way your brain works. It's okay to be hung up. I'll say it's okay to be hung up. If you think a lot of stuff is crazy, and you're like, oh, you're not the only person experiencing this, but it's okay to be hung up on it. It's good to be hung up on it. It'll make you think more and make you a better person. I don't know why I went.
You went deep.
I went deep. Yeah.
I mean, honestly.
My 12-year-old self, I would have said, tell Dad to buy stock in Google. Like, keep an eye out for Microsoft.
Yeah. I would probably mess with my 12-year-old self. Like, when you get to the age of 27, you're gonna see a green fox take a right.
Take
a
a right.
meadow. But then it would affect me as.
Yeah, anytime you saw a green fox, you'll be your age down, be like, find that fox. That man told me.
What does it mean?
What is the fox?
Nothing. He wasted his time travel visit.
Yeah.
Just blow it.
Yeah.
That's one.
We're leaving.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I thought you were leaving. Bye, Jerome. See ya.
I think our mom's here.
Mom says the bagel bites are ready.
Yeah.
They get burned.
Yeah. She made nachos.
Oh, she made nachos with the bagel bites?
Yeah.
Oh, that's sweet. That's a weird combo.
Yeah.
I have to tell her. She keeps doing it. Mom, it's weird. You don't like hot chocolate with her nachos. Well, thanks for spending time with us, guys. We look forward to the music as much as we're looking forward to you guys hearing it.
Yes.
And hopefully we'll see you in person. We're playing some live shows in your area, which Mother Internet will tell you about.